Abraham Maslow believed that human beings are not driven by a single force, but by a structured set of needs arranged in a specific order, an order that cannot simply be reversed or skipped. In 1943, he published a paper titled A Theory of Human Motivation, and in it he proposed something deceptively simple, that certain needs take priority over others, and that until those foundational needs are met, higher-level needs remain largely out of reach. The result was the hierarchy of needs, one of the most recognized models in the history of psychology. At the base of the pyramid sit physiological needs. These are the most urgent and the most fundamental, the requirements for biological survival: oxygen, food, water, warmth, sleep, and shelter. When these needs go unmet, every other concern fades into the background. A person who is dehydrated cannot focus on career goals. A person who has not slept in days cannot engage meaningfully with questions of identity or belonging. The body demands what the body demands, and it does so with an authority that overrides nearly everything else. Directly above physiological needs sits the need for safety. Once the body is sustained, the mind turns to stability. People seek environments free from threat, situations that are predictable and ordered, relationships and institutions that feel trustworthy. Children need to feel safe in their homes to develop normally. Adults who live with chronic financial insecurity or threat of violence find their psychological energy consumed by vigilance rather than growth. Safety is not merely the absence of physical danger. It encompasses emotional security, economic stability, and a general sense that the world is not about to collapse around you. The third level is love and belonging. Human beings are profoundly social animals, and once physical and safety needs are reasonably satisfied, the need for connection becomes dominant. This includes romantic love, friendship, family bonds, and the sense of belonging to a community or group. Maslow recognized that the pain of loneliness and social rejection is not merely emotional inconvenience. It is a deep signal that a fundamental need is going unmet. The desire to be loved, to be known, and to belong to something larger than oneself is, on this view, as natural and as powerful as the desire for food. Above belonging sits the need for esteem. This has two dimensions: the esteem we receive from others, recognition, status, respect, and the esteem we develop within ourselves, through competence, achievement, and the experience of mastery. When esteem needs are frustrated, people tend to feel inferior, helpless, or worthless. When they are satisfied, a person experiences confidence and a sense of their own value. Maslow believed that genuine self-esteem, the kind built on real capability rather than performance for others, was more stable and more psychologically meaningful than status-seeking driven purely by external validation. At the apex of the pyramid is self-actualization. This is the need to become what one is most fully capable of becoming, to realize one's potential, to pursue growth, to engage with life in a way that feels deeply authentic and meaningful. Self-actualization looks different in every person. For one, it may be artistic creation. For another, intellectual mastery, parenthood, spiritual development, or social contribution. What matters is not the content but the direction, a movement toward one's fullest self. Critical to Maslow's model is the concept of prepotency. Lower needs are prepotent. They dominate attention and behavior when unsatisfied, crowding out higher aspirations. This is not a moral judgment. A person who steals bread to feed their children is not failing to be ethical. They are responding to the logic of the pyramid. When survival is at stake, survival wins. The hierarchy has been criticized. Some research suggests that the strict stage-by-stage progression is not universal. People in poverty can still find love and meaning, and individuals sometimes sacrifice safety for belonging or esteem. Maslow himself acknowledged that the hierarchy is not rigid. Needs can overlap, and different people weight them differently. But the core insight holds. Context shapes what we are capable of pursuing. Deprivation narrows the world. Meeting basic needs opens it. The applications of Maslow's hierarchy are wide-ranging. In education, it suggests that children who are hungry, frightened, or socially isolated will struggle to learn regardless of curriculum quality. In organizational management, it informs how leaders think about employee motivation, pay and job security matter, but so does belonging and the opportunity to do meaningful work. In therapy, it offers a framework for understanding what a person most urgently needs, not simply what they most loudly claim to want. What makes Maslow's hierarchy endure is its humanism. It takes seriously the full range of human experience, from the most urgent biological imperatives to the most elevated aspirations of the human spirit. It insists that all these levels matter, that they are interconnected, and that the goal of a good life, and perhaps of a good society, is to create conditions in which people can move not just toward survival, but toward flourishing. Subscribe to Psychology Theories Explained to explore more of the ideas that shape the modern mind.